So Dr. Bruce Hofmann specializes in money, love, and you. He's already done the you part with me, and I've lost 9 pounds in the last 5 weeks. So today we're going to work on money. So Dr. Bruce, I have had a session with you, my last session, and I've really transformed. My weight loss is now 9 pounds, and I'm really excited about that. I started exercising, and it's due to the neuro emotional technique that you used with me. So I know my audience, as well as I, am very interested in money. That's the portion that you teach other than love, you, and then money. And so I really want to show my audience how it's done. Be transparent, be vulnerable. I'm ready for it. And will you do the money process with me with neuro emotional technique?
It would be my honor.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
All right, what should I do?
Good. So what I'd like to do is let's make a little room. So if you'll stand up, and let's move the chair back a little bit. And for our audience, we have a chart that we'll be following, and I will be putting my head down so they can see this. And we're going to use the muscle testing. So if you remember the muscle testing, we're going to use an intact muscle. In this particular case, we're going to use the big muscle of your shoulder. I'm going to ask you to hold, good. And then I'm going to touch the polar point, which is that point between the eyes, and that is your neutral point. Hold, and the arm goes down. Good. And so we're looking to see if we can find a particular place that deals with certain money issues for you.
Okay.
And so, once again, hold. So, most of us have been grown up with learning about how money affects our lives. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
And that many times we find that money's a taboo subject.
Yes.
And it's not really something that's talked about easily.
Right.
And we talk about being successful and being financially independent and having all the nice things in life and being able to have the type of riches available to be able to have the kind of foods and have the family and the houses. And this is not about bigger, badder, better, having more things, but it's important that money transposes because it's an energy exchange.
Right.
And so we're going to be able to see how money itself has a particular effect, not only on you, but everybody around.
Okay, great.
So let's just start with some basic concepts. Mm-hmm. So I'm okay with money.
I'm okay with money.
It's good for me to be okay with money.
It's good for me to be okay with money.
It's safe for me to be okay with money.
It's safe for me to be okay.
And that creates an open. We talked about having that particular area like the circuit breaker in reference to the aspect of having to have a closed system. So when we talk about money, now let's turn around and look, because money has energy. I'm going to take out 3 different bills. I'm going to take out 100. I'm going to take out a 20. And I'm going to take out a single. And for this exercise, Dorit, I want you to feel all 3 bills. You can look at our audience. Touch it, feel it, put it on your body, put it on your heart, put it on your legs, put it on your stomach, smell it. Get the sense and feel of all 3 bills. Now, all 3 bills are the same paper, the same ink, the same weight, and the same little metal threads that go through. But yet, each bill has a different denomination on it that creates its energy. Okay, got that? Good.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to ask you to be kind enough to close your eyes and put the bills on the table. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, no particular random order, just put them in any particular place. And I'm going to lay them down. And what we're going to do is we're going to retest to make sure that you're congruent using the muscle testing. And then we're going to hold up the very first bill for the audience so they can see. And you don't know what bill this is, correct?
I don't know.
And I'm going to put it in your hands. And I want you to touch it, feel it, smell it, put it on your body.
Okay.
And then hold it in your left hand. I'm sorry, hold it in your right hand. I had it backwards for the camera. And hold. And remember, when the arm stays up, you're congruent. When the arm goes down, you're non-congruent. So this particular bill, this one, you are non-congruent with at the moment. We're going to take out the next bill. And the next bill, for the audience, is a different denomination. Put it in your hand, hold it, smell it, put it on your heart, rub it on your legs, put it on your head.
Don't be funny.
Take in the essence of this paper, in the energy that this paper exudes.
Okay.
Okay? And put it in your right hand. Bring your left hand up and hold. And again, showing non-congruency that the arm went down, meant that the circuit's open. Now we're going to take the third bill. And I'm going to ask you to hold it, touch it, feel it, smell it, put it on your heart, put it on your legs, put it within your essence, your energy of your body. Okay. And put your arm up for me. And it locks. I'm pressing and you feel it lock. And this is the third bill. Okay, you can open your eyes now. Hi. Nice to see you.
I'm dying to know.
Oh, no dying allowed.
All right.
But interesting enough to find out.
Yes.
So, of the three bills, what do you sense? The $1 bill, the $100 bill, or a $20 bill?
Right.
Which one do you sense that you were congruent with? So this is on the neocortex part of the brain, rather than the mammalian portion of the brain.
The $20 bill.
The $20 bill. That's interesting, and that's the one that you were congruent with. You were congruent with, hold that, with the $20 bill. So that's great that she is.
Wow.
Yet, tell me a little bit more in reference to the aspect of what kind of monies do you want to become comfortable with?
Hundreds, thousands.
And so yet touching a $100 bill in thousands was uncomfortable.
Right.
So I brought to the studio today, if the audience can see, $10,000. $10,000 in $100 bills. And I'm going to ask you now to hold this $10,000, and I want you to get the sense and feel of its energy.
Wow.
You can fan it out, put it on your body, and
I've never held $10,000 before.
and we don't know how many people in the audience have ever held
Right.
$10,000.
Right. Pretty
For
amazing.
most of us today, we've moved away from a cash system. We've moved into a
Right.
system that's plastic, because they don't really want you to have the sense and the feel of the spending of the money.
Look at this. Wow, look at it.
Yeah.
You know,
How's it feel?
feels great.
Right? Put it on your body. Imagine being bathed in $100 bills. Imagine having $100,000, 10 times this, all over your body.
Ah,
How's it feel?
feels great.
Okay. So,
I don't
hold
want
that
to
in
let go.
hold that in your hand and put your arm up.
Hold this in my hand.
And let's say whether you're congruent with $10,000. And your body says,
No.
not at the moment.
No way.
Not at the moment. No way, Jose.
Right.
So let's go in and use the neuroemotional technique to find out what's holding you back.
Okay.
And that you were congruent with,
20.
and we want to get you congruent with thousands.
Right.
Correct?
Yes.
All right. So let's hold up your arm. Good. And you, the third one's I'm okay with money. You were.
I'm okay with money.
And then the second one was
I'm safe with money.
it's safe for me
It's
to be
safe
okay
for me
to be
to be
okay
okay with money.
And the arm went down.
And it's not safe. Okay.
So now we're going to run the 15-step process for neuroemotional technique as I use it with my congruency consulting. And we're going to touch a number of the meridian access points to find out where that energy is stored, that disempowering energy.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you to continue repeating that personal declarative. It's safe for me to be okay with money.
It's safe for me to be okay
And I'm
with
touching
money.
her left lung, and it's not stored there.
It's safe for me to be okay with money.
And I'm touching her right lung, and it's not there. I'm touching her heart,
It's safe for me to be okay with money.
and it's not there. And I'm going to touch her brain.
It's safe for me to be okay with money.
I'm touching her stomach.
It's safe for me to be okay with
I'm
money.
touching her right kidney.
It's safe for me to be okay with money.
And there is a change. There's a lock. We went from where the arm was going down when we were touching the meridian access points to the particular. Now, this doesn't mean that she has a kidney problem. It only means that the energetic expression of this is stored in her kidney. Okay? So now there's particular words that Krabinsky came up with in reference to the signs, the sounds, the symbols, the actions, the feelings that are associated with each of these particular meridian access points. And in the chart that we have that you may or may not be able to see here, and we'll attempt to make it available for you by contacting us after this the show. And in it, the very first one, if we're dealing with, and excuse me, I need my glasses these days, and the kidney is in the blue section. And there's particular words that are associated with the kidney. And one of the words is paralyzed will. Say it.
Paralyzed well.
And that didn't change it. And we turn around and say miffed.
Miffed.
And then timid.
Timid.
Come see, come saw.
Come see, come saw.
Dread.
Dread.
Bad memory.
Bad memory.
Fear.
Fear.
And there's a change. So the emotional word associated with the right kidney about being safe to be okay with money ties into the emotional aspect of fear. So this is step 4, and it's always the interesting dance step when we first start working. You remember how we did this when we were addressing the weight component, and that one was in the yellow, was in the earth area. It was your stomach that showed up. This particular case, it's the kidney. So this is the why or because. Why might you sense that you have a feeling of fear in reference to it being safe to be okay with money? Take a moment and just give it some thought. And we're going to come from the mammalian portion of your brain rather than the neocortex part of the brain, which we discussed earlier. So take a breath or two. And
Fear of being safe.
What does fear mean for you?
Fear means, in regards to money?
Just fear, just the word fear.
Just fear means being afraid, frozen.
Being afraid, being frozen, so we're all in that text area, correct?
Right.
And so that concept of being frozen or having fear or being afraid with the concept of it being safe to be okay with money. Why or because might you have that sense of the fear, afraid about it being safe to be okay with money? What comes up for you?
Nothing.
Okay. So
thinking.
Okay, so really, it's not nothing. What happens? We remember. If we talked about earlier, you're blocking at the moment. We have a memory of everything that takes place because every event, from mother, father, teacher, preacher, all the experiences that we have are stored somewhere that the scientists have proven and shown somewhere on our body. And so our defense mechanism in the beginning, listen, this is not easy to do this on camera in front of thousands and thousands of people and to be transparent. So we want to applaud Dorit for being able to show this in public because not only does she want to know, she wants you to know also the benefits of being able to move forward with money issues.
Right. So the fear associated with being safe with money.
Right. So what does safe mean for you?
Well, safe would mean at peace. Safe would mean...
So where would you be your fear at being at peace with your issues with money? What are some of your issues with money at the moment?
Not enough, not earning enough.
Not enough, not earning enough.
Right.
Okay.
Not having security.
Not having security. And so we're all on track of that. If indeed there was something that she said and her arm didn't go down, that may be true, but that might be on a different personal declarative. On this personal declarative, we're specifically speaking about it's safe to be okay with money. So in this aspect of these 3 things, if we just quiet your mind a little bit, take a couple of nice, soft, easy breaths, what is your sense in reference to the fear? Don't try to outthink it.
I just thought of something.
And what was it?
It was, I'd have to be responsible.
And her arm stayed strong on that. So she has to be responsible. And
I'd have to be grown up.
Yeah, you have to be grown up. Have to be responsible. Okay? And so the concept and the idea now, is this something about you? About you, yes. And is this something in the present or something in the past? So the door was open for us to go into the past, which allows us to then access the mammalian portion of the brain. That's where the unconscious and the memories are stored in the limbic system. And the limbic system, if you remember we talked earlier, was about the emotional center. So you'd have to be responsible. So the concept, and here's where we get to go back in time and where the wow of the congruency consulting using neuroemotional technique is that we get to go find the time, the place, and the event in which the disempowering virus was installed on your hard drive that is keeping you from reaching all your lovely, wonderful successes and goals.
Yeah.
So let's go after it.
Okay.
So we're going to concept for time now. This idea in reference to having to be grown up and be responsible. So hold that piece. Conception to birth, birth to 10. So the time frame seems your body's taking us to somewhere between 0, being born, and 10. So 0 to 5, hold, 0 to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8. So Dorit, your body seems to be taking us back to about age 8. Now remember, because we're dealing with things that are stored, it's either a real event or a perceived event in reference to safety.
I got it.
So where were you and what was going on at approximately age 8? At age 8,
we had moved from San Francisco to a suburb. It was a new school for me. They had put me up half a grade, so I skipped half a grade. And I do, in regards to money, I remember that they gave us all these passbook savings books. At that age, we had to start saving.
Yes.
And that was like something new that I learned. I'm trying to remember what I thought about it. It was having to save like 50 cents a week or something like
So
that.
a responsibility to possibly save. So hold that thought and let's see if that's what's on the hard drive. And it's not. But if we're sitting at Starbucks and we're having this conversation, that could be something. But you said something a little bit earlier that I felt a little energetic expression. You said something about being uprooted and moved. Tell me a little bit more about
us moving?
Yeah. You went from the city of San Francisco to the suburbs.
Right.
What was going on around that?
It was a brand new house. It was just built. Our family was the first one in that house.
And what is the aspect in reference to the safety component, leaving one environment to another environment?
Well, that in San Francisco, I felt safe. I knew my neighborhood. I used to, I used to.
And moving to a new environment,
Yes,
and you used to
yes.
what?
Well, I used to, as a kid, I loved to visit the whole neighborhood, and I would go into the real estate office next door, and they let me sit down at the desk and play real estate agent at the age of 7 or 8.
So you got to be the big shot
Yeah,
there, and
yeah,
you had
yeah.
that sense of
Yeah.
power and strength.
And then also, we'd go to the park every day, and there was a high school up at the top of the hill, and I would run up the hill with like a folder in my hand and pretend to be one of the high school students.
And so what changed when you moved?
I didn't know anybody,
Didn't know anybody?
and
So what was your uncomfortable piece when you moved from the suburbs, from the city to the suburbs? What pulled
I
on
was
your heart?
scared. I remember being really scared, and I remember that I didn't want to do any physical ed, and jumping rope was very scary for me, so I'd pretend to be sick every day and go to the nurse's office.
So this was the underlying sabotaging behavior, not to participate.
Yes.
Okay. Any sabotaging behavior that you can think of in reference to that's held you back from reaching the financial success that you really want to attain and achieve and be at? What are some of the behaviors that you can think of that you may have been doing that have been sabotaging the aspect of you being responsible?
Not saving? Is that what you mean?
No, I don't know, whatever.
What comes up for me regarding money?
About being safe with money. You said previously in reference to your sense and feel about being responsible.
Right. I would spend without looking at price tags. I would,
And that's open, she's on target.
and
So basically lots of people have
And
money and it gets in their pocket and it burns a hole, they got to spend
I
it.
overspent.
Overspend.
Yep. I created debt.
Created debt.
How many do you want?
No, that's showing that we're on track for that.
Yeah.
So what I want you to do, I want you to go into your mind now, quiet down your conscious brain, go to your subconscious brain. And I want you to come up with that feeling, at this point in time about not having the bank book that you'd like to have and having all the riches in place to take care of the responsibilities that surround you and where you want to move forward with it. So that you're not held hostage to whatever it is that you want to do. So that sense and feel of not being in that position, about not being safe with money, how does that feel?
It feels horrible.
Okay, so on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being a high angst and 0 being totally neutral, and it's possible to be over 10,
Right.
how strong is that sense and feeling?
15.
It's a 15, okay. So I want you to now close your eyes and go to that place. I want you to hold the kidney with this hand, and then we're going to take the emotional center, which is across the forehead, and breathe right in here. And I want you to lean a little bit forward. And then what we're going to do, like on the circuit breaker that we described earlier, we're going to reset the circuits at T1, T5, and T8, which are very specific. Those are the thoracic 3 vertebrae that go specifically to this area. So breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And really bring up that physiology, because we're looking to make a state change. And when you really have that sense in the feeling, Dorit, just nod your head.
Okay.
Okay, lean forward for me. Breathe in, T1. Breathe out. T5, breathe in. Breathe out. T8, breathe in. Breathe out. Now, Dorit, continue breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth until the charge on that feeling dissipates. Now, the picture itself may not dissipate because it's a historical event. It's the charge on the picture that we're looking to release. And take your time, there's no rush. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome back. So, yeah, you felt that release. You felt the energy come down a little bit. Okay. So hold your arm. Good. And which organ was it?
Kidney.
Right kidney. Let me touch that just so we hold. Good and strong. And what I want you to do is go to that feeling you just held. And look, okay, got it. Hold. What'd your arm do before?
Went down. Went down.
Turn your head this way. Hold for me. Good. Now I want you to take your right eye, face me. Right eye to my right eye. This is just part of the process. This is called the eye of the tiger, getting real deep into the soul. And look how strong your arm is. I don't even have to go to the gym anymore. I can just call Dorit and say, I want to do money work with you, right?
Right.
Okay. And so, what was the original personal declarative? It's safe.
It's safe to.
It's safe for me.
For me to have money.
It's safe for me to be okay with money.
To be okay with money.
Let's say the whole thing.
It's safe for me to be okay with money.
What happened to your arm before?
Went down. No way, Jose!
So now let's test some money.
Wow. Don't you want to test my arm again?
Sure.
I can't believe it.
It's safe for me to be okay with.
It's safe for me to be okay with money.
Okay. And before it was a $20 bill.
Right.
Hold this. And you're congruent with that. And now the $100 bill we weren't congruent with, we're going to put that in your hand. Hold that.
No way.
And you saw before her arm went straight down. Now let's add to that. Hold your arm open. And we got $10,000 over here. And I'm going to ask my trusty assistant to come over, who won't be in the camera, but will be able to assist me with the $100. And so if you'd be kind enough to hand me another one. And I want you to keep count, please. So this is 1, this is 2, hold. This is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6, keep coming. This is 7, this is 8, this is 9, this is 10. Let's try 1,000. Oh, she's congruent. Well, if you can feel that. 11.
I'm pretty excited.
12. 13. 14. 15. Let's put the whole rest of it on there.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's put that right on there. Hold.
Let's do it.
Okay. And the arm doesn't stay up.
Aww.
That doesn't make it bad. That just makes it that at this point, $10,000 in your energy space,
right,
you're not congruent with.
Right.
But we went from $20 to $1,500, and we went up. And we can take some off. Okay, so
we don't know what it is, though.
We'll figure it. That's 15.
Okay.
And
let's put
so
2,000.
Can you give me 5, please? That's 2,000. Let's go another 500. And we're congruent. Let's do another 5. Hold that. Let's do another 1,000. And you feel the energy. Yes, you can feel that?
Yeah, I
Touch
do.
it, put it on your chest.
I do.
And bring it up. Hold it. You were congruent. Let's do another 1,000. And put that right there in your hand. Touch it, feel it, get a sense of the smell.
I love you.
Ah, I love you. There you go. And the arm goes down. So let's
where
take.
we at?
So we'll take 5 away. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. Put your arm up. Hold this. This is your hold. And you're congruent with whatever that number is. I lost count of the dollars. Our system will get that. So give me one more, please. We'll do it one at a time. One at a time. Congruent. 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 One more. And the door opens.
I felt it, yeah.
And you say it again.
I felt it. I felt
it shift.
Yeah, I did feel it.
So if my assistant could quickly count up, this goes into that pile there, and if you can quickly count that, we'll know exactly at the moment what we've shifted into what you're congruent with. Isn't that exciting?
I'm so excited.
So it's interesting that the energy of money comes in that we're not taught about money. What we learn about money are things like money is the root of all
evil.
But that's not this true statement.
Right.
And we have that implanted in our brain. So people who are rich and have money, lots of times we hear about that they're selfish and not nice. And listen, there's lots of not selfish and not nice people in every realm. The true statement is the love of money is the root of all evil.
Yeah.
Which is listed in the Bible. What was the number?
47.
$4,700 from 20 in a few minutes. Here, touch it, feel it again.
Can I keep it?
You can earn it and work for it.
Okay.
because that's about abundance.
Yeah.
Abundance about the creation of it. It's interesting, though, in reference, they had 3 different denominations of paper and ink and what the expression of the energy is.
That is amazing. That is amazing. Amazing. Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Bruce.
My pleasure.
I can't thank you enough.
So, Dorit, how does it feel now to be congruent with money in a different way and have a different energy? What's that feel like?
It's really incredible. It's really amazing.
Now, if I remember correctly, when
I feel lighter.
Feel lighter.
Yeah.
As I remember earlier when I asked you on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being like that terrible angst, that Pandora's box energy on your body in
Right.
reference to about that aspect of being safe,
Right.
being okay with money, and you said what number?
15.
And just take for a moment now, what is your sense of your body now from a scale of 0 to 10?
0.
0.
It's a 0. Yeah.
Isn't that fantastic?
Yeah.
That's what wows me every single time about doing this process.
It's a 0. It went from 15 to 0.
And hold your arm up again. Good. Great.
So I really want to thank you. I can't thank you enough, Dr. Bruce. And I'm so excited that we had this opportunity, and really the opportunity to show everyone exactly the neuro-emotional technique that Dr. Bruce Hofmann uses. So thank you very much.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
And for those who, you want to do something about who they want to contact me.
To contact Dr. Bruce, your website is drbrucespeaks.com.
www.drbrucespeaks.com.
And go ahead and give your phone number.
954-753-2866. And it would be my pleasure to speak with any of the audience. I'll give a courtesy 20-minute consultation for anyone who has seen this show.
Oh, great.
Just turn around and say, Dorit the Connector, and you'll have your 20 minutes with me. Thank you.
What a great opportunity. Thank you.
Dad, this tree has deep roots, strong limbs, things are perched and not pinned. Nicely done.
The boys love it. They are up there day and night.
Well, that might be because you overlooked one thing.
What?
It looks into your neighbor's window.
Oh, boy.
Hello, Mrs. Kozlowski.
Boys! I'm gonna get the hose.
Home insurance with do-it-yourself tips? That's Allstate Home Insurance. Great protection plus helpful advice to make life better. Talk to an Allstate agent and let the good life in.
Your true self. Uncover it, embrace it, protect it. What's healthier than that? Go you. Signet.
Here's a couple of things America got right. Cars and freedom.
Might not remember us, but we met in the 90s. We are members of Generation Y, as in yin yang, yo-yo. Life moved a little slower. Discs were square, desktop folders had personality. Extra storage space was just a zipper away. There was only one social network, but most of your friends died of dysentery. The only thing buzzing in your pocket was a pet. Until that died too. But at least the troll was still a friend. Lunch was a puzzle, not a picture. You were pumping jams, water, shoes. You didn't have to worry about a news feed full of farm animals. You were busy feeding wild animals. A haircut didn't cost $60. It cost 4 minutes. You really had nothing to lose. Unless, of course, you were playing for keeps. The future was bright. You grew up. so did we.